The entrance to the Mission Peak Trail is off of Pine Street at Ohlone College. Make sure when you Google map it, ask for Ohlone College in Fremont. There is a Newark campus, and that won't get you to Mission Peak. Anyway, there's a nice sign there. Take a left. Take a left at that light. That's Pine Street, also Anza on the other side. Today we will be hiking Mission Peak. We'll start off at the Ohlone College parking lot, which I marked with a little purple circle there. You can start off at the Stanford staging area, which is down this way, but the parking there is really terrible, and they've really cracked down on it. Made a lot of the parking along the streets illegal because the neighbors were having such trouble with everybody parking there. Ohlone College parking lot, you do have to pay for parking there. It's somewhere around $5, unless it's a school holiday, in which case you don't have to pay. I'll show you when we get there. I've marked this in purple arrows, the trail. It's generally well marked. There are some confusing bits, which I will point out along the way. I've marked a big old circle here at Mission Peak because the peak is written on this map, but it's written in such light lettering it's very difficult to see on the map where the peak is. But that's where we're going to end up. There's a very iconic peak marker that everybody stands on and takes their picture. There's usually a line to get your picture at that marker. Very popular Facebook thing to do. Take your picture at Mission Peak. It's a strenuous hike. It's 6 miles and lots of elevation gain. This is not a loop, but the Ohlone side is longer but a little bit less steep than the Stanford staging area. Either way, you're going to get a good hike. Entrance to the park is off of Anza Pine Road, off of Mission Boulevard, which is about a mile down that way. Parking, the easiest parking is here in the parking garage. They do charge, it's $4, except during school holidays, and then there's no charge. And the entrance to the park is marked, Mission Peak Trail Access, and you can get a map there. Okay, my son doesn't think this is confusing, but I think it's confusing, and I know people have asked me when they come here. This is the Ohlone College parking lot. In order to go find and buy a ticket, you gotta go all the way up here where the ticket machine is, and you can pay for your parking. We even got a little sign telling us which way to go. Come in here. There is water at the base of the trail here, but there is no water anywhere else along the trail. All right, top of a steep section of trail, the first leg of the trail. You go through this gate here. It's nice, the signs have gotten much better. Remind everybody there's no drinking water ahead. You're gonna take a right at that marker, just there. You're gonna take a right here at the Mission Peak Trail. Do not go that way. That doesn't get you up the peak. Duh, I guess. Obviously we're going uphill. I'm not really sure why there's a hole in the cliff here, but it's kind of cool. This has gotten bigger and bigger over the years. It's a good spot to stop for a water break. Just went into a shadeless, steep section of the trail. There's more shade later. It's not really an intersection, but just to make it clear, there's a turnoff here, but just leads to a salt lick for the cows. Nice view over there, but Not to worry, you'll get plenty of good views on this trail. We're going to continue to go straight up. Hi, cows. No babies, so they're probably safe enough. That's my son up there. He doesn't want to be in the film. Honestly, this marker is new. And it shows if you go off to the left, it goes to the Panorama Trail. And I've never taken that trail. We are going to go straight up this path. We come across a picnic table and a cow grating. We're gonna get to some tree-covered sections after the pond. Okay, so maybe this will look obvious to everybody else, but I've had trouble with these gates. When that flap is down, you can't tell how to open this thing. This handle here slides to the right, so that bolt gets pulled back, and then you can open the gate. All right, not too difficult. Again, it's an intersection, but you can't get through that gate. It leads to a private road. You can see that residence as we get higher up the hill. The marker says Bay Area Ridge Trail, but on the map it's marked as the Peak Trail. Yay, trail improvements. New gate. Put some gravel in the roadway that was failing. We're going to take that curving trail to the right. Yeah, I'm getting the cows and the sign that says Peak Trail. We're going to take the Peak Trail up the hill. This section of switchbacks is about halfway. This section is a little less steep. Kind of cool. You can see the peak where we are heading. Off we go. When we get to the porta potty, we'll take a left and we can see where we're heading. At the porta potty, that trail goes to the hang glider, paraglider launch area. I've never been up there, but it's really cool when you see the hang gliders or paragliders hanging up in the sky, which you see often up here. The trail off to the right takes you to the Stanford Avenue staging area. So if you take that trail, that's where you come up. Either way, whether you take the Ohlone Trail or the Stanford Avenue Trail, you go to the left up to the peak. One more intersection. Again, the Stanford Avenue Trail is that way to the right. This section, if you look on the map, is the triangular shaped section of trails near the bathroom. We're going to go up the hill here. Hey, check out the piled up rocks. Those are new to me. I'm dubbing this later at home because of the wind on the original, so I was able to look it up. Those are called cairns. Kind of a cool wiki search. All right, we're getting close. These last two sections are the hardest parts. Take a right here. It's well marked. Sign there says Peak. This is the last leg of the journey up to the peak. It's about 500 steps to the top, and all of those trails lead there. And here is the iconic Mission Peak marker. No lines today. Yay, I get to take a picture. It's good to come on a weekday. Nice view of the Bay Area. And it looks like we can see San Francisco today. Just looks so cool. Heading up, I didn't film this tree, and I really should have. It's a nice spot to rest, especially on the way up. On the way down, it's just past the switchbacks at halfway. Thank you for hiking with me. I hope this video makes your hike fun and safe.